Hey guys, time to chill out with Sub-07 and welcome back. So let's play The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time 3D. Last time we entered the infamous water temple and dealt with this aggravating aquatic adventure, but this time, it's time for the back half of it. Since we've acquired our newfound long shot, which is just longer hook shot, riveting. Be careful, don't get swallowed by the vortexes. We're gonna hopefully be using this extended reach to get us through some major issues. However, now that we've finished off the best sub-boss in the game, Dark Link, which, I don't know if that's a good thing or not to be rewarded with the best sub-boss in the game, because you never hear anyone who ever played Ocarina of Time say that the main boss of this dungeon is a good thing, just that the mini-boss is cool, which should say a lot about this dungeon. However, use your long shot and your iron boots, grab yourself an easy sculpture right here, hidden in the depths of the water temple. There's actually a number of these little dudes hidden around this area, so be careful. Oh, and try not to get stuck in the vortex, otherwise this happens. And then you have to just surrender and drown. Mercifully, it only does about a heart. I just blow on the screen real fast because I got dust on this thing, Jesus. Thankfully, we don't take damage from the fall, which is much appreciated. Yeah, iron boots you're really going to want to use to navigate around some of these more annoying spots, because they try to sneak in these geysers, I guess, no, it's not geysers. Whirlpools, that's what it is. I don't know why I forgot that word of all things, but I did. I'm sorry. You also gotta be really careful so that you don't get sucked in. Okay, come on. Come on. What the fuck? Where are we going? Please stop. I'm asking nicely, game. Please stop with whatever the heck you're doing. Thank you. Whew. That was weird and also mildly infuriating. And there was a fairy, but it went on the wall now. Oh, there he is. Hold still. Thank you. Okay. There is another spot here that we can long shot to. You'll find that there is nothing on that side, but there is another eye switch. Let's pull out that bow. We don't really need the iron boots for this part. You may notice I also have Pharaoh's Wind in the bottom slot. I was kind of tempted to use that for a little bit because Pharaoh's Wind does act as an emergency get-out-of-jail-free card for a checkpoint if you want to warp back to the start of the dungeon. But so far we haven't needed it. At least not yet. And if this room looks familiar, it's because we've been here before. This was the place that we saw way back when we were just journeying around at, well, level 1 water. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, huh, this dungeon doesn't seem all that hard. I mean, you've been having a pretty easy time of it, just finding everything, getting all the keys. Yeah, because I played this dungeon 4 separate times, one of which was very recently, so I have this place on lockdown in my head. First time playing this dungeon without a guide, you will get so lost so easily in this stupid place. Like, this is not me trying to justify the dungeon. I'm just saying, yeah, I've played this place enough that I know about the bullshit. So I know how to avoid it. For the most part, at least. Let's put those boots back on. Now, there's still some sections that we've not yet visited that we could, so we're going to try our best to. Come on, rise back up through the water. Okay, apparently we gotta head this way, it looks like. Now, which particular route was it? I think it was this way. Now, at least I am appreciative of the fact that underwater, iron boots moves us at the speed of regular boots. We need to go this direction, actually, so we gotta head opposite to where I was. Yep, drop down here, there we go. Now comes the fun part. With the long shot, if we get rid of our boots, we see this is an air bubble, so even with the water higher, we have a bit of safety spot for us. And we can long shot all the way over here to get through this door. Now, there's a lot of Tektites here, but so long as you're careful navigating this actually isn't that big of a problem. Especially because you can just do this. And stun them. Tektites are really not your biggest concern here, so don't worry too much about them. If they seem alarming to you, just ignore them and focus on something else. You can easily just head underneath because they can't really deal with us from this angle. Now let's see if we can't. I see... Yep. node that we can grab onto from there. And deal with that Tektite before he gets a chance to attack. Same with this one. Good day. Now let's take these shoes off once we get through this door. Come on. Alright. Oh, it's this room. Okay. We got some keys here that we can very easily deal with. Oh, wait, no, these aren't keys. Ow. It's stingers. Remember these things from back in Jabu Jabu? Turns out they do reside in regular water, and not just stomach acid. Wonderful. Blast this crack in the wall. And what to reveal but a block. However, this is not the direction we should be pushing that block. We're actually intended to be pushing it a different way. Because you'll see, there's another bombable wall here if you look very closely. Most of the time you can tell when bombable walls are present, but this one kind of takes the cake. For now, push it over this way. Or at least, I think. Let me double check for safety, because I'm not 100%. Yes, because there's a switch down there. That's why I wanted to push the block on this side rather than towards where the door was that brought us here. Alright, that sound tells us that we pushed it as far enough as we can. Swap sides, and let's pull it over. You, sir, are coming with me. But yeah, overall, I would say this is definitely the worst dungeon in Ocarina of Time. Maybe not the worst in the whole franchise, but definitely up there. But I haven't played every Zelda game, so I can't say for complete certainty just yet. There's still shit like Temple of the Ocean King that I've never experienced. I actually own Phantom Hourglass, but I never got around to playing that game myself. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I just have too many games on DS and 3DS, because I got a ton of those. And I also never got to buying Spirit Tracks. Like, there's so many weird out there Zeldas that I just haven't got the chance to touch yet. Because I own Four Swords Adventures as well, but I just never got to that because I want to do it with 4 friends. And that sounds like complete chaos, and I want it to be, but you can't really play it unless you got the full setup, which requires a lot of bullshit to grab. Anyways, head through this door. More Tektites. Because we actually just went the wrong way entirely. That was my bad. We meant to go this direction instead. The stingers respawn, but that's nothing we can't just ignore. Climb up here. I do gotta wonder who was this dungeon designed for? Like giants? Like why are the steps so big? Let's see. No signs of any skulls below. There's still a couple that we can grab, including the one back near the start that I did not forget about. Water geysers appear to act as platforms for us, so we gotta be careful. And I missed, because I focused on the fucking Tektites. Of course I did. I should have known that was gonna happen, god damn it. Like, that always happens with this room in particular, and it really bothers... Tektites just floating on air. Alright, just do an easy clap jump, come on. Thank you. And we're through. That's better. You may notice, we're actually back in the first room that we were in. There just happens to be more water here. Because we're in the path of the rocks we're coming from. Drop down with the iron boots for safety so we don't get crushed by a rock, and let's snipe this Skulltula while we're at it. I will take you. I believe that is 3? Something like that. Pretty sure it's 3. Another Shell Blade. He's just gonna keep charging at us with his butt. But we can always shoot him in the mouth. And nothing there, so let's just use our boots and take them off. Uh-oh. Lock? Oh, that's bad. What floor did I... Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Second floor. I was afraid that was going to happen, and even as someone who's played this dungeon very recently, that is a problem. Okay, second floor has something that I missed in order to actually get into this room, because this is where the boss key likely is. Let's see if I can't use this real fast. Faror, what can I do with you again? I need to double check this. Return to the warp point, please. Okay, this at least leads me back to the start of the room. No, it does not. Damn it! I misused Faror's wind, fuck. Well, this isn't the end of the world, I guess. I can easily just jump back across, but god. I completely botched how you're supposed to do this. Because what I intended to do at the start was set Pharaoh's Wind at the very beginning of the room, like at the start of the dungeon, so that you always have a fast travel point back to the start in case you need it. Which is surprisingly reliable and not something you might think about if you're playing this game for your first time. Unfortunately, we can't really do that now, so we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way of running back. But I suppose this does actually come as a double-edged sword in a way, because we do have that war point we can go back to once we grab the thing that we need. I'll meet you guys back on the second floor with the thing that I missed. I'll be right back. Ultimately, if we want to get this done, we have to reset the water level. This is the exact thing I warned about, and unfortunately, we're gonna have to do this real fast. In order to get the pattern reset, you have to go right back here and set it back to level 1, climb up into the center mass pillar, and set it back to level 2. Annoying as hell, but that's just how this dungeon works. Let's lower that level. I suppose in a sense this is a blessing in disguise of sorts, because I actually did need to do this, though. We did need to come back here if we wanted to get all the Skulltulas, because there is a Skulltula in the center room. One that I'd almost forgotten about, but was reminded of because, oh right, I have to head back here. So let's just do a quick lap around. And in we go. Now that we got the long shot, we can actually reach up to all the high places that we couldn't before. So let's see if we can't just shoot up here. Aim a little bit higher, and aim for there. There we go. Yet another Skulltula, one more to go, and we will have all the ones in the water temple. Head over this way. And reset the level 2. Though I suppose this does work out a little bit, since we do have the restore point we can get back to. However, we do need the water to be level 3 in order to actually get everything. Just annoying. I do once again appreciate, though, they actually did add that cutscene saying, hey, stupid, we put a hole underneath this block. Think about it. Because without that, a lot of people would probably get a lot more stuck in this stupid-ass area. Alright. Yep, there we go. Now that we got the long shot, we can actually easily reach over here. Whip this thing out crazy fast, and fire. And we're in. Nice. This is the room that I forgot about. Another block pushing room. Which if you're attentive about, you'll see there's a hole up here that we can easily grapple onto. Where does that lead us exactly? Oh, I see what it wants. Okay, yeah. We push this way, or we pull this way so we can create an opening. We've sealed ourselves off from it in this direction, but we can easily just grapple back up, run across, get down to the second floor once again, and repeat. Might seem a bit counterintuitive, but bear with me. Because if we just do the same thing again, that block will now be out of the way. Or at least it'll be enough in the way that we can push it and gain access to the pathway that we didn't have before. There you are. Push! And clear the way. We get ourselves one last chest containing the last key we need. Alright, let's pull out Pharaoh's Wind. Oh. Shoot. That's a one use, of course it is. Well, I suppose in a way that's not a bad thing, but that's a bit unfortunate. Well, for now, we gotta actually head back up then. How am I gonna do this? Oh, I know. Like this. Easy enough. And my, uh-oh, my 3DS is running low on battery. Shoot. That actually was not part of the plan, but looks like I'm gonna have to deal with that too. What do we got here that I can work with? This way. Because blue lights indicates this is the pathway to the blue switch, which will get us back to level 3. Thankfully, not that big of an issue. Fire that and get us out of here. I don't know why that arrow looked like it was at a completely different spot than where I fired, but whatever. Get me out of here. And back up to level 3 with you. There we go. Much better. Back you go. That gets the pathway that I need, because this will actually give us the opportunity to grab one, the thing that we need in order to progress, and the gold Skulltula. Alright, let's grab this Skulltula real fast, otherwise we're gonna forget it. Like, look how far this thing reaches now. We can actually reach this from the main platform and drag that all the way back to grab the Skulltula token. We are at 74. We are almost 3/4 of the way there. And we have every token in the water temple. Very, very nice. For now, one last thing to do. And let's put on these iron boots. Alright, rolling over this way. Thankfully, the air bubble here means that it doesn't matter if we go up here at any water level, because there's always going to be an air pocket. Actually a good thing for once. Let's dispel that warp point and set it up here instead, because this will make backtracking a bit easier. At least for me, it will. Fire over, and let's try this again. Once more with a bit less stupidity, shall we? Sweet roll, iron boots on, and let's easily navigate this. I was kind of hoping that there was a grapple node on top of the corner over here, but unfortunately there is not, so you can't cheese through most of this section. Bit of a hassle, but what can you do? Other than just play the dungeon the way they intended. Lousy devs thinking I want to play the game. I don't know, man. It feels like most of the time these dungeons are pretty clean, cut and dry. Some exceptions, of course, in certain games, like Breath of the Wild encourages you to just do things randomly, or however you need in order to progress. And Tears of the Kingdom actually has very well crafted dungeons, I would say. Very fun designs. But Ocarina and Majora, they're pretty cut and dry with just, no, you do it this way. Though I suppose there are some exceptions. My favorite is still the Zora minigame in Majora's Mask. Normally, with the Zora's Mask in that dungeon, or that game, there's a little spot on the beach where Zora challenges you to break a bunch of pots with your boomerang. He says you gotta do it in one try, and he'll get your prize. He'll give you a prize if you do that. Now, you could just do that with the Zora fins, but you could also just use the powder keg as a Goron, and he'll still count it because you technically did it in one try, which is glorious. Like, that's a cute little Easter egg that I don't think most people know about, because who would think to try that? But it is a fun little joke about that. Shellblade, I'm not dealing with you. I'm just gonna go. So I can get myself this stupid-ass door. And finally get the last part of our set. Come to me. There it is. There's the boss key. Now we can get inside the chamber where the boss lurks. Pharaoh's Wind, get us out of here. Thank you. That is so much more useful than you might think it'd be. Because that gets us right back to the center room, which lets us fire this direction. And thus, we can advance forward. Fairy here for safety, which you probably know what that means. It means boss time is right before us. However, this room. This room in particular is a bit infamous for being exceptionally annoying to do. What they want you to do is use your iron boots. No, not kidding. Well, no, what you're actually supposed to do, you don't have to stay in the center, but you have to avoid all three of these spike traps and not under any circumstance stop running, or you will fall down the slope. This room sucks. You can't dodge roll, you can't grapple up here for safety, you just have to find the right path. There we go. Now, this boss is also rather infamous, coinciding with the fact that this dungeon as a whole is infamous. There's two ways you can fight this boss. I'm going to do it the easy way, but I'm going to show you how to do it the normal way. Let's do it. Enter. And look out! That isn't normal water over there. Isn't normal water? It looks like water to me. I don't know what you're talking about, Navi. Let's just jump out here. Giant aquatic amoeba, Morpha! Meet the boss of the water temple, a pool. We're fighting a sentient pool controlled by an amoeba. This fight is stupid. Like, I'll give Majora's Mask tiny bits of credit for having an actual, more fish-like creature as our boss for a water dungeon, but then I'm gonna take it away because New York sucks. This whole fight hinges on getting this nucleus. Master of the water temple, it has absolute control of water. Pull out its nucleus and attack it. Use your long shot. Be sure to be careful when aiming, and strike it. Normally, this thing will retreat back to the water the instant it gets the chance. Ow. And it'll re-emerge into the pool. Your only way to get it is to pull it out of the water and try and pin it in a spot. Otherwise, you're taking one-by-one shots. Here's what happens if you bother to let Morpha grab you, though. Watch my health. That's a lot of damage for one hit. This thing is a command-grabbing asshole, and it sucks to deal with. However, if you know what to do against this thing, it becomes one of the easiest bosses in the game. Wait for it to strike you, and expose the core, and then play a rousing game of tetherball with it. Pull it close, get around it, and then strike it. So long as you keep striking it, if you put it in the right position, you can get it stuck in the corner and pin it there for the rest of the battle. This fight becomes extremely easy if you do it that way. But you also gotta be really careful because once Morpha starts getting low on health, he will try and do this and pull out multiple strings to hurt you. However, we pinned him in the corner, which means he's not got much health left. This fight, if we're being honest, is going pretty swimmingly. I did not even intend to make that pun. It just sort of happened. I apologize. All right, put him against the wall. One more hit should do it. Or not. Man, this thing's got a lot of health. You'd think for an amoeba, this thing would not be as powerful as it is. And there's no special gimmicks for this either. There's no extra way to deal damage. Like, even landing jump attacks on this thing is hard as balls. Come on out. Come on out, you. Oh my god, I'm mashing all the wrong buttons. What am I doing? Come on, this fight is not particularly hard. It's just the command grab that's scary. So I should not be having this much trouble. Alright, expose yourself. And that's it. Of course I was one hit away, you stupid nucleus. But once it's striking, and once it's struck down, that core disappears, and for some reason it... I don't get it. Do you get it? I don't get it. I really don't understand why the hell that's the death animation. The pool of water just ascends into the ceiling and then just a drop falls and all of a sudden it's dead. What? I don't know. I'm just gonna pretend I understand, and I'm gonna take this heart container. Maximum life energy is increased by 1. 15 hearts. Holy cow. Let's get out of here. I don't ever want to see this stupid-ass dungeon again. Sub-Zero. I would have expected no less from the man I chose to be my husband. Zora's domain and its people will eventually return to their original state. As a reward, I grant my eternal love to you. Well, that's what I want to say, but I don't think I can offer that right now. I have to guard the water temple as the Sage of Water. And you're searching for the princess, Zelda? Ha! You can't hide anything from me. Princess Zelda. She's alive. I can sense it. So don't be discouraged. I can tell that nothing will stop you in your quest for justice and peace. You must take this medallion. Take it respectfully. You receive the Water Medallion. Ruto awakens as a sage and adds her power to yours. If you see Sheik, please give him my thanks, okay? As the water rises, the evil is vanishing from the lake. Sub, you did it. Oh, so that's how I look like when I return to these places. Ruto wanted to thank me. I see. We have to return peace to Hyrule for her sake too, don't we? Look at that, Sub. Together, you and Princess Ruto destroyed the evil monster. I don't think Ruto did jack diddly squat, but thanks for the encouragement, I guess. Once again, the lake is filled with pure water. All is as it was here. How does he do that? Oh, there he is. And he just dives into the ocean. Or dives into the lake. Good escape. Smooth. But yes, that's 3 temples down. That is our 4th medallion, actually, the Water Medallion. We're making great progress here. And if I can, unfortunately, get this to work. Let's see if I can do this real fast. Yes, we can! Ah, perfect timing. Now that the water is back in Lake Hylia, if you remember, the plaque said, when the lake is full, shoot for the rising sun. Do that, and we get a special little gift for ourselves. This bad boy. I think this is a good little way to close out this. Let's head over and grab this bad boy. Now, this is like an arrow with what appears to be red ice over it. Thankfully, it's not that. What this actually is the fire arrow. Any target it strikes will catch fire. Select your bow and select it. Again, open the arrow sub-menu. Choose a desired type to equip your bow with powered-up attacks. We can now enchant our bow's arrows, which is actually really interesting. We've got 2 more slots, so 2 more potential spells to add to our repertoire. Pretty nice. However, that will do it for us. Next time, let's play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. We got a long shot to play with, and we got some fire arrows to play with. Let's see what we can do with these bad boys. Till next time, though, ice out.